Welcome in. This is our final Mindful Monday mini episode, but this really actually is just the beginning because I'm so excited to invite you into the 6-week How to Meditate to Transform Anxiety course. All right, so let's do a quick recap, just a quick reminder of what we've talked about here so far over the last 4 weeks. We started with awareness. You've got to start with a clear seeing of what is present, what's here, what's happening now, right? Week 2, we looked at presence. Remember that great quote from John Green? He said, "We all know how loving ends, but I want to fall in love with the world anyway, to let it crack me open. I want to feel what there is to feel while I am here." Yes, my goodness. You have to be present to win. Yeah? We have to be willing to show up. So then we talked about compassion in week 3. And I say this all the time about all the things. I totally know. But compassion, like if you hear one thing I say, if you pick up on one thing I teach, please let it be compassion. Be kind to yourself. Support yourself. Allow what's coming up and be willing to suffer with. Remember that explanation of compassion from Kristen Neff? Compassion is relational. It means to suffer with. And we can show compassion to others, but it has to start with ourselves. Compassion is also relational, you to you. Okay, then last week we talked briefly about practice. We don't simply practice the things that come easy to us, right? We don't just practice things we're good at. We practice so that we grow and improve and learn. We practice to get good, yeah? And that is what we're going to do together in this course. How to Meditate to Transform Anxiety, 6 weeks. Let me tell you about it. And hey, if you want to follow along with this, this info is all on my website. Just visit kellyhanlonmccormick.com/how-to-meditate. All one word, how to meditate. And you'll be able to find all of this. You can see it all laid out in front of you, and you can get signed up there. Yeah? All right, I've designed this 6-week course to give you a really solid meditation foundation. I think most of us who tend towards anxiety have been told probably thousands of times that we should try meditating, right? That meditation will help with the anxiety. And although I do think that's true, I mean, there's a reason I teach meditation after all, I also believe that we need to use meditation at the right time, in the right place, for the right reasons, in order for it to be truly effective. Because if you've ever been actively anxious and had someone tell you to meditate, right? Or felt borderline panicky and then had the thought that now that you're desperate enough to try anything, maybe meditation is what you need, and it has felt somewhere between confusing and just totally awful, then you know what I mean, right? Meditation is a really wonderful tool. It's one of the most effective ways we can transform anxiety for sure, but only when we use it to support ourselves. We have to meet ourselves where we're at and meditate wisely, not simply ignore how we're feeling and try to force ourselves into some like media sanctioned idea of serenity or enlightenment or whatever. So, whether you're new to meditation and have never really done it before, or maybe you've dabbled in meditation and you have a hunch that it could be helpful, but you just aren't exactly sure how to get more serious about it, or maybe you meditate pretty regularly, but would like to recommit yourself to your practice, maybe learn more about the practice, this is a great course for all of those places. So in the first week, we're going to talk about meditation, we're going to talk about anxiety, and we're going to debunk some meditation myths. Things like, you have to sit cross-legged on a cushion. That's not true. People have the idea that your mind should go completely silent when you meditate. It's not true unless you're dead, right? People have the idea that you have to meditate every single day in order for it to count. This is also not true. People also say you're only a real meditator if you're sitting in complete silence. And none of these are remotely true, and they're not helpful. They block people from the real benefits of meditation. So we're going to talk through those, and we're going to explore how meditation and the practice of mindfulness can really support you if you tend to feel anxious pretty regularly. So that's the first week. The following week is all about finding your anchor. Now, have you heard this word before, like as it pertains to anxiety? Your anchor is what you use to tether yourself to the practice. So just like a boat lets down an anchor to stay in a certain place, you can use an anchor to keep you grounded into your meditation and mindfulness practice. So we're going to talk about some different anchors that you can use and how you would use them. That's week 2. In week 3, we're going to talk about using your breath and your body as ways to get you out of your head and back into your life. So most of us live from the neck up, right? We're completely lost in our minds. We're completely immersed in that endless chatter, that commentary about what's going on in the world. I know you've noticed this. And not coincidentally, a lot of the anxiety that we feel is because of how we're thinking, because of how we're talking to ourselves. So the more we can practice getting into our bodies and out of our minds, the better. So that's what we're going to do in week 3. Now, all along the way, I'm going to be providing you with guided meditations and with handouts so that you have a way to practice and some really practical how-to step-by-step guidance along the way. This is not a fluffy course. We're going to do this logically. We're going to be really tactical about it. I am very interested in providing you with a solid structure so that you know exactly what you're doing and why. All right? All right, that was a quick sidebar. Week 4, we're going to explore the mind. So we practice with anchors, and then we talk about getting out of the mind by using your breath and your body. But I know you've noticed the mind just doesn't shut up, right? So we're going to talk about what to do with that, how we can interact with and relate to all those thoughts the mind thinks without being completely run over by them. So we'll do that in week 4. The following week, we're going to explore feelings, because as soon as you start to meditate, as soon as you start to practice with mindfulness, pretty much the first thing you'll notice is that the feelings show up, right? You're going to get bored. You're going to get a little antsy. You're going to get tired. You're going to get angry, irritated, annoyed, anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, confused, right? It's all going to come up. It's all fun and games until the emotions ramp up, right? So again, we're going to talk through what to do with the emotions, both inside of the practice and outside of the practice. So we'll explore feelings a bit together in week 5. And then the final week of the course is all about intention, attention, and repetition. So getting clear on the intention behind the practice, like why are we doing this in the first place? Your attention, which is like the quality of showing up and what you're focused on. And then repetition. This is where we return to the concept of practice, because this stuff doesn't happen on accident. And it doesn't happen when we only think about it or when we only practice it a couple times a month. So we'll explore those 3 concepts and how to put those into play. Now we're going to talk about all of this. We're going to practice together. We're going to have some time for Q&A every week when we meet so that I can really support you in applying what you're learning. It's one thing to learn about meditation, right? It's another thing to know these concepts and all the things. It's a whole other thing to do it and to integrate what you're learning into your life. That's where the change happens. So how this will go, each week, every Monday, you'll get an email from me first thing Monday morning, and that will include that week's topic. It's going to include the handout for the week, and it's going to include a guided meditation. Then we're going to meet as a group on Zoom every Monday starting September 12th. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. Central. We're going to explore the lesson. I will bring some things to teach. We'll bring a few things to practice, and we will have plenty of time for Q&A. Now, those will all be recorded. You're going to have access to all of the replays. So don't worry if you can't attend live. Don't worry if you have to miss a class or two. It's no biggie. I've got you. You'll have access to all the material, the lessons, the handouts, and the guided meditations forever. Now, all the materials will also live in an online community. It's over in Mighty Networks, if you're familiar with that platform. You'll have a chance to connect with others, ask any questions you have between classes. We'll all be there together. It's kind of like a Facebook group, but without the whole Facebook social media nonsense. None of us need another Facebook group, am I right? Okay, so that's a little overview of what we'll be doing in this course and what the structure looks like. But that's the logistics. I want you to really think about this course is designed to give you a powerful tool to transform anxiety so that you can practice with the discomfort and the ickiness of anxiety, because it's going to show up in your life, you've noticed, and so that you have a way to steady yourself and ground yourself during the days for months and years to come. This is a lifelong practice. It's definitely not a one and done. So I'm not going to even pretend that this is a quick fix. It's not. It's also, though, it's pretty simple. And once you understand some of the basics, once you have a really clean approach to mindfulness and to meditation, it is one of the most effective tools to have and to use to take care of yourself. So, again, like I said, all of this lives over at kellyhanlonmccormick.com/how-to-meditate. All one word, how to meditate. You can see all of this laid out there. The link to enroll is also at that same site. So if you want to join in, if you want to do this course with me and learn how to meditate to transform anxiety, it's all there for you. It's $97 for the 6-week program. You get lifelong access to all of the materials. So you'll have 6 weeks of content, handouts, 6 guided meditations. We'll have our weekly calls. You'll have those replays and chances to ask questions directly to me. I want to support each one of you directly. I just want to make sure this is a no-brainer for you. So $97 for the 6 weeks. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can contact me through my website. You can contact me through Instagram. Just send me a DM if you want. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I would love to meet you. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to support you in your journey out of anxiety. Let's use mindfulness and meditation. We're going to learn and practice together. So come over kellyhanlonmccormick.com/how-to-meditate to learn more and to enroll. Now, doors are open today, starting today, September 5th, 2022. And I'm going to close enrollment at the end of the day on Monday, September 12th. So we're going to start that day. We're going to have our first class Monday, September 12th at 10 a.m. Central. That'll be our first live call. So if you're joining us, come join us now. You've got 1 week to get enrolled. As soon as you get signed up, you'll get access to the member portal. There's a welcome video there waiting for you. You'll be able to download the app so that you have it handy. You'll find all of the Zoom links, the times and dates for our calls. That's all in the events tab. It's all pretty easy to navigate. And you can do it, like I said, there's an app so you can do it from your phone. You can just have it with you all the time, which makes it super, super easy to practice with this. You don't have to get logged into your computer every time. All right, that's it for today. Doors are open. So come join us for 6 weeks, how to meditate to transform anxiety. This will set you up for a calmer fall. This will give you a great practice to take with you into the holidays, throughout the winter, the end of 2022, the start of 2023, whatever the new year is going to bring, right? We have no idea what it's holding for us at this point. I would love to support you. I would love to work with you. So let's do it. kellyhanlonmccormick.com/how-to-meditate. I will see you inside. And until then, everyone, please Take care.